Doesn't it say in the Bible that Jesus came in fullness of grace and truth? Well, it's just saying that he was authentic. There's nothing in him that he was lying or faking. He was saying everything as, it was. This is why Jesus was so ahead of his time. And Jesus comprehended and was humble enough and, gave himself up to be all transparent and open. And that's why he had this living relationship with Father God. He knew him very well because of this. And I think for us today, we're really afraid. I mean, you just think about all kinds of relationships, parent and, teenage relationships and, adult relationships, co-workers, bosses, whatever, all these kind of relationships. We all have these walls and these things that, we don't want to be fully transparent on. And that's, appropriate in different types of relationships. What I'm saying is with God, you don't have to be afraid that he's going to reject you because you had some kind of a thought, because you have questions, because you're weak in an area. You don't need to cover up. You don't need to hide all of that. You don't need to be a saint and to present yourself before God and clean yourself up, before you actually come to him. He actually wants you to come to him as you are. As you are. It's unconditional. And to the best of us and to the worst of us on that whole spectrum, God looks at every single person just as they are. And once we finally realize that and come into acceptance of that, and we can relax and let ourselves accept ourselves, that's when we can have a true, authentic relationship. Because if you're not real with yourself and you have so much shame and so much guilt and so much this and that you're too afraid to come to God because you're afraid, you're just not good enough. That's exactly what Satan, or the serpent in Genesis, was saying. That if you do this, like if somehow you were different, if you were better, and were like God, then you could be. No, we just come as we are. That's all God is requiring, if there's any requirement. Because in any relationship, you need that trust. In any relationship, you need that transparency. So that is the biggest factor. And it's so foundational and so simple, but people make it so complex and difficult. And that is, you just come as you are, and with all the dirt, the grit, everything, and the good and the bad, all of these things, and see what God is going to do with that. He's already accepted you. He knows everything about you. So why do we come to him as if, he's going to reject us or not like us? Because we know that that's just not true. It's the reframing of our mind. It's the renewing of our mind that Christianity, or religious studies, religion, indoctrination has made us feel that way. But in God's eyes, all he wanted from the very, very get-go, from the very beginning of the garden, was to be naked and unashamed.